Hey guys, Spray here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video. I know, just opening like that is a little uncanny. 1 second. Yeah, right, there's no keybinds. I was like wondering why Q isn't working, but it's almost like we're in the beta version of Minecraft where that doesn't really exist all too much. But yeah, let's actually sleep first. Haven't slept in this bed since last year, and the year before that. So it's been a solid minute. Anywho, where's my house? Where it's funny to look back at now after you've been gone for like a year and you don't really know where anything is. I mean, I know I'm close to my house, like these landscapes are familiar, but yeah, let's try to get, okay, no, we have a decent amount of wood, but let's get a bit more on the way back home. Hopefully I find something that is of, what's it called, familiarity. Ooh. But yeah, if you can't tell, this video does have face cam. Hello. Thought it'd be canny for today because you haven't seen my face in a minute, and that's not just because I've been gone for a while. That is the primary reason, but otherwise as well. But yeah, so first things first, happy 2026 to you all. I didn't really make an announcement anywhere on any of my social medias, but yeah, happy 2026. Hope you have a fantastic one, matter of fact, and you do everything that you want. Truth be told, there's already 2 things that have happened this year that have been pretty interesting. For one, I would say, dude, I'm a brick. I have not touched this game in a while. I'm lying, I played this game like literally yesterday, but it feels it feels like I'm playing the beta version of Minecraft for the first time again, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like I've lost my touch. Can I still sprint like this? Let's go. We're chilling. What do we not need of this? Well, let's just try to get home then. Okay, let's just try to get home. But yeah, 2 things that have happened already. First things first, my SSD was in a bit of a critical bypass, let's just say. It was at a pretty bad state where I thought I was gonna lose 800 gigabytes worth of files and such, but luckily it's back, and it kind of put this whole video and literally like my social media presence in jeopardy for a bit, because if you ever want to like ruin my life, it's as simple as taking my SSD from my house. Ow. Didn't even get the beef. Let's gravel. Oh, the music's back, but let's turn it down. I presume that's a little loud, but it's nice to have. I'm glad that it's here. But yeah, my SSD, if you want to ruin my life, just get rid of my SSD, tear it apart, and make sure I haven't had a backup, and you will ruin my life, because that's what my life felt like for roughly 4 days, where I think I may or may not have done the cardinal sin of switching from one PC to the other without safely ejecting, and that results in the case of having a raw partition on your computer. So I thought I lost everything, but luckily command prompt came in clutch. So shout out Windows command prompt. I keep trying to switch. I haven't even played that much MCSR, but I guess I just got used to the keybinds generally. Yeah, let's try to find our way back home here. I think it's this way. I think it's past these hills. I genuinely have no clue where I am. I'll be brutally honest. I'll have to look at like chords. Where are we chords wise? 800x? I think that's normal. I think it was like a 1K where my house was, I think. So I think we're fine. So yeah, that was the first thing that happened this year. The second thing, so much less, let's say, worthy-wise, but my friends and I, we finally beat Hypixel Zombies. Completely inconsequential to life and its existence, but hey, hear me out. We had never completed it up until this year, and it's a huge milestone. Okay, so give us credit. It's a dub, all right. In the common culture, that is a W. So that's the 2 things that have happened in 2026. I spent New Year's pretty well, I'd say. Christmas was also fun, meeting family and such. So not much more to say about that. Hoping that I can like find my way home with the help of this. There was a desert, I'm pretty sure. I think it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go back home, and then we'll figure out what we do while I talk. In my mind, this video is either going to be shorter than I think, or it's going to be the exact length I think, which is like roughly at least an hour. So, you might want to get like a snack or something, get like a drink, or just, you know, play this in the background. Like, I don't know. There's many things to use this video for. That's what video platforming is for, and podcast. This isn't really a podcast, but it kind of has formed into one. Or like, not even a podcast, more like a yap session, as it's called now, where you have like, you're playing a video game in the background and you're kind of just talking about your life and such. It's common these days. It's common, and I'm pretty sure that's like the whole reason I started this series, was because I wanted to talk about my life and such, whilst I play a version that is pretty close to my heart. So, yeah. But again, I think I can honestly admit that I'd much prefer playing like a 1.20 right now. I won't lie. I'm not feeling this right now. But hey, it's good to come back here sometimes. I haven't been as nostalgia pilled as of late, but that should not stop me from playing a bit. Where is my house? I might want to like actually try to figure this out, because if I've lost it, then that is a big problem. Let me tell you. Cause I'm like, I thought that I saw it. Like, I saw the desert. I saw like the hills that I thought were roughly memorable, but I guess they weren't. So now we're kind of in a bit of a pickle. So I guess the whole mission of today is just to find my house, which is pretty rough actually. But yeah, I have notes prepared, so I'm actually gonna pull them up to my side here to kind of talk about what's been going on. It's been a full-on year, and a bit more since the last time I've been on here, which I'm sorry if you found this series dear to your heart. There's been some reasons, good and bad. 2025 as a whole, it's been a year, all right. It's been a very very big year for me, and that was to be expected. And I think I have passed with, maybe not with flying colors, but I've passed with colors, not black and white. I've passed with colors. But to start the year of 2025, thinking of like a memorable moment. I don't even have to remember. I can just look at my notes. There's a lot of notes for this video. I might have to indulge into at least 10 or so topics just out of nowhere. But where are we going, by the way? Are we going the right way? I'm not too sure about this at all, actually, because one thing about beta Minecraft is that it does kind of look same-ish at points. So trying to find your house in all the midst of this is gonna be tough. Maybe I should pull up chords. Let me do that real quick. Did I go through a taiga? Oh, okay. I think I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way for sure. Yeah, there's a desert and then a taiga. Yeah, okay, I had to go left. But where is left now? I think it's this way. Okay, let me turn the video off. Yeah. Oh, are we good? Yeah. All right, nice. So to start off the year, it happened pretty much right after the last episode. Pretty huge thing that could have happened in my life but didn't is that I almost went to the US to study, which is pretty crazy to think about now, considering all that is happening in that great beautiful country right now. But yeah, there was a chance for me to study somewhere around those points. There is like a program and such which I was pretty interested in, and we had like this, I think I already talked about it like in a video or two, and if I didn't, and then we did have this like transfer teacher who was like traveling through Europe, and she's like from America, who like did like our English classes once a week, and she like showed this opportunity of like going to universities abroad, specifically in the United States. And I took a solid interest into that. I delved in pretty heavily. I looked at where I could get my, what were they called? ACSTs? No. It's, well, yeah, like the American tests or whatever, which are like available in like Tallinn and Vilnius and such. They're not really available around here, but you can like take them. That's like one thing you had to look for. You had to look at like your living situation. I went through like multiple like Zooms and stuff to talk about it, but it didn't really amount to anything because one, like, I obviously have my like sort of regrets about the entire thing because like you can't really live with regrets in your life when it comes to like stuff as such. But in that particular case, like I was one of the main reasons was number one is going completely on my own to a country which I've never been to, and one that is outside the EU, which means I would probably need like a visa and such, and I would have to figure out my living situation basically immediately because, well, I don't really know anybody that lives in the US and such. Like, I know, of course, like friends and such, but you know, they live in dorms, they don't really live in apartments, so it wouldn't really work out. It's just that would be one reason. Second reason primarily would be family related. Like, my family was primarily supportive of the fact that I go to the US, because like how rarely does one of your family relatives decide to like travel 7,000 kilometers to one direction just to study and basically live there their entire life. Like I don't know, I wasn't very comfortable with the idea of leaving that all behind. Like, I don't know. I've realized over this year I very much treasure my family more than ever, because especially now, I will get to it at another time in this episode, but I have moved out. You can kind of tell by the setup that I have here. Well, actually, no, you can't, because I don't think I ever showed my living quarters in like the last year or two. So actually, you wouldn't be able to tell, but yeah, I now live in my own apartment, but we will get back to that. But yeah, the thought of fully living on my own without anyone to reach out to. Well, I mean, you can't reach out to, but like anyone that you know is around. That kind of played in to my mind here. I don't think this is the direction. I have to look again. Okay, okay, come on. Okay, screw it. We have a new goal. We're just gonna go to 0-0 and then pray that we find our way back there. So this is gonna be a long journey. Okay. It's definitely not this way. I know that much now. Maybe we like find it like accidentally on our way back here. Let's make a boat. Let's have a little boat ride. So back with, yeah. So the two reasons, yeah, why I did not in the end go to US was both it's primarily self-doubt, which is like a terrible reason why you don't want to experience new things, and I've learned that over this year that is a really bad thing to do. Can we move? No, do not crash. No. God, I'm starting to value new boats so much. It's like the meme, you know, like this was good, but this is so much, but God, this is so much better. Like that sort of ordeal. God, this is slow, but you know, it's fine. It's an adventure. So yeah, I did not go to the US, but considering everything that is happening there, I think maybe that was a gut reaction. Like, who knows at this point? I think maybe my gut was telling me, yo man, that America is going to get wild if you go there. You be careful. So who knows? Maybe that's one thing that happened. So that was like the big highlight of the start of the year. Afterwards, it's primarily just the end of school, or high school in my case. It started with the project. I remember talking about it back in like episode 5 or 6. I was about to say a different number combination, but we're not going to use that today. No, not today. But yeah, and it was about the Pink Floyd project, or about like the album and such, and you know, we got the highest possible grade on it. It was a phenomenal experience. I'm very glad to have done it the way we did with my partner. We were fantastic. I had a genuinely fantastic time, and I would not trade it for anything else in that case. because it was primarily an album analysis first, which is like the literature part since we were doing it in English. So we had to have some sort of analytical part to it, but primarily was just listening and trying to understand, you know, what those chumps over there at Pink Floyd, what they really thought with their music. And their music is pretty thought provoking, so you had to look at all the metaphors and all that stuff. It was a lengthy process. Like, I'm sure, like, obviously looking back, I knew if I wasn't, you know, as lazy as I was, I hate that I have to break the boat every time, but I guess that's just how it works around here. Hi. But, you know, I think that's also kind of to my character, where sometimes I just, like, don't fully commit to something, especially long term. So I don't know. I think that has something to do with it. This place looks slightly familiar, but we move. But yeah, that was like, the analytical part was like the eyesore part, because, you know, I'll be real, I don't really like writing much of analysis. I love writing statistics for some reason. I love making up my own statistics and writing them down. That sounds like the most autistic thing you've probably ever heard, but, like, you know, hear me out. Is this my house? This plains is awfully familiar. I think we might be onto something here. Wait. I know I might be, like, stretching into delirium here. Let's see. Where are we going? We're still going 0-0, roughly. So I think this is pretty good. It's just that. Oh. Ooh. Well. Home sweet home, eh? Isn't this a lovely abode that we have here? Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh, give me that. Has that just been here the entire time? You just unplanted it. Yeah, I remember I went for like a coal mining trip, I'm pretty sure, or something. I must have, because I remember mining and such. I mean, I did just look back at the footage, so I would know. But still, wow. We found it. Ah! Don't you dare, bastard. You can see me jump in real life there. That was just no noise whatsoever. It's damn. That was top 3 scariest moments of the month or of the year. It's only been 4 days, so I think it could count. I think it could make the list. But yeah, the project. The analytical part was the first part, and then the second part was doing this like event thing or like a lecture that we did, basically just telling people what the album was all about and such. I made like a video which is like basically the presentation of the, oh my god, my house looks so pretty, of the entire thing. It got a bit of got a little credit and praise for that. That was nice, and that's like sort of the reason I figured out where I would go study with uni, and we will get to that in a second, which is primarily video production and such, which is very, very cool. But yeah, that was the highlight, I think, of the end of the school year. I think that was kind of like the goal for them, to like, you realize your growth in all of it, and you're like, ooh, you figured it out. Good job. It wasn't always this foresty. I guess it grew in the time that I came back. But yeah, let me walk on this infamous bridge. Oh, what was I cooking, dude? You know what? Hell yeah, it's a good bridge. Leave me alone. Let me enter the home abode. Oh, it's beautiful. It's got everything you would ever want. What are we talking about here? It's great. So, leather, rotten flesh, raw beef, didn't have wheat, sugarcane, bones, arrows. It's just mob drops, really. What else do we build now that we're actually found our house here? I was gonna build like a farm and such, but well, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's make like a proper wheat farm and everything. So let's do that next. Gonna work a bit around with this. Okay, let's get some slabs going. It's gonna be a good time. Make sure to stick for the ride. Alright, that's not enough. We just have to make solid slabs. But then yeah, I guess the next part, which is pretty important, let me look at my notes just to make sure. my notes are not fully in chronological order here, so I'm kind of messing about right now. I won't lie to you. But do I have a water bucket? Surely I have a water bucket. Yeah. Good. I should have one. The sugarcane can stay here. I'm just thinking of now what the... I think I can, like, build it. Like, I need it to be, like, secluded so mobs don't, like, really get in. So I think I'll, like, let's get rid of this. Stomp. Don't even care. I'm just gonna take all this. Don't even care. Sorry, you didn't grow in time. That's your own problem. We'll take care of the sugarcane in a second, but... Okay, let's like build it here, I think. We'll like build it out here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this running around it, like so. Oh yeah. What's up? This is before you could, I think, place singular slabs on top of things. Or I'm just like really inept right now. I can't really tell. But okay. Can we put one of these down? That's good. I really wanted to have some sort of support beams around this building. Come on now. But yeah, the next pretty important thing that happened right after is obviously, well, I graduated, thankfully. Well, we didn't really have much issues with doing so. I think I was, on average, the student with the highest exam rating from the class, I think, because I was the highest in both Lavian and English, and I think I was the second highest in social studies, just by a smidge, so I think I may have got the honors on that. I don't want to brag, because I think I could have done even better. Like, if I really studied, I think I would have probably done loads better, but... Well, obviously I did study, but like, as my mom always says, you can always do better. I know what's in you. You can always do better than what you say you can. I'm just there like, yeah, I know. That's just, yeah. I guess that's just like a trait of mine that sometimes I just don't care. It sometimes works to my abilities. Sometimes it works to my detriment. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. I like this brick roof. It's very nice. Any more seeds? We have any more seeds? We have 10. Oops. We need a bit of... Need to make a axe, because I have nothing, matter of fact. So... There we go. Let's finish this one off, and then we'll do that. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. But yeah, I graduated, and that was certainly like an experience, because it wasn't just the end of high school. It was like an end, this whole year in general, and me like leaving stuff to like pursue and like, you know, do stuff that's like what I actually want to do. It's been super weird. It feels like I'm not out of my comfort zone per se. It's just, it's different, and it really hits. Like I can tell that it's different, if that makes any sense. Should I do it like this? Now I have like some wood here. Let's remove this so we can make an excuse to add one here. And then we'll have it like running around like this, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a... Okay, yeah, well, I think I'll add like another layer, but then I need to get more wood. So, bada bing, bada boom. I tried to hotkey it. Keep getting sidetracked, but that's primarily because I'm both building a farm, which is a very high maintenance job, alright? You would not believe the amount of effort it takes to build one of these, alright? Cut me some slack. Oh, did not mean to do that. Oh, it does work. Wait, what? Okay, whatever. I guess the other one's just gonna look like that. I think we'll have a 3-layered like this. What do you think? Isn't that a dub? That's a certified dub in my book. Yeah, and then we have it running around like this. Pretty solid, one would say. Oh my god. There we go, got to place. Do the same along here. I like the dirt noises. They bring a certain value, let's just say. But yeah, the feeling was it's still like absurd to me that that chapter of my life is over. Like when I left, I've moved out a lot in my life, where I've had to transfer a lot of schools and such, and it got to a point where I didn't really like think about it as much. It was like, well, yeah, this is inevitable. I guess I'm just leaving again. So me leaving something, it didn't really hurt as much as it did before, because like I was used to moving and such. But this time it hurt bad. It hurt super bad. Like I liked this this school and the class that I was in. I think it brought a lot of good. And whilst it isn't, I think with the current curriculum that schools have, I think it's one of the, I think it's an example school to go to. I don't really like how this looks, but I think we're gonna have to settle with it. Okay, what a shame. Let me do it here, I guess. I like that I can just float up like that. It's nice. Wrong place. I mean, luckily we grew a couple of trees. Did I plant it up there? What is wrong with me? But yeah, I keep saying but yeah. I've noticed already. I've been getting sidetracked like crazy. How roughly far are we in already? 30 minutes in. I haven't really. I've said what's happened this year, which is kind of easy to say, and I've sort of started explaining what happened last year. Okay. Hello. Do you need help, good sir? Let's break these trees. These are pretty detrimental to our success, I think. Let's get some dirt and let's get working. No break sound effect. That's cool. But it definitely stung this time around. I really like this school and such, and I think, like I said, considering that it's not like a university or such where you can really like expand your like, you can't like specifically go for something that you like really want. Like let's say this school didn't really have like a dedicated like music program with like exams and such. Like it technically did, but it's not that, you know. I think it was like a primary level, which is, you know, I already did that. So, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, considering all that, the people were nice. The teachers were primarily really good. Classmates were fantastic. They're definitely people that I would much prefer talking to in the near future than not. Let's just say that. And yeah, I'm just gonna miss it as a whole, I think. I haven't said, dude, saying as a whole just brought me back to something. Jesus. Those who know. Those who know. No tolerance. Let me look at my notes. Let me delve in more. There's, I guess, like another, I think the moment I realized that it got real is in May, or no, it was in March of last year. We have like this thing for like seniors where we like do this, like, it's not like a, I don't know what you call it in like English and such. Like the best example I can think of is like a homecoming, but that's not really what it is, I don't think. It's sort of like an evening where basically all the teachers that you've like worked with in middle school and your teachers, your friends and family, they can all get together for a day, and then like the school gives you like a kind of like not like a medal of honor, but like some sort of like thing to remember you by, sort of ordeal. And we got that, and that's when like we had to like do this like show thing. kind of like a performance, and we used to do that a lot in school. We were like that class. We were the class, all right. It was like not like the what's it called? So-called the educational kind. It was more like let's say we were the more artistic type, where we just kept showing off in ways that we could. We wanted to show how elite we were. Well, I have to finish this bridge, actually. I realized there's fences missing. Let me try doing that. But yeah. And yeah, kind of culminated in that day where after we did our performance and basically the evening was over, we all got like our plaques and such. It kind of hit that a chapter of my life is soon coming to an end, and of course it especially hit on on graduation day, which was ironically on the 4th of July. That's America, yeah. It was on America Day. That was fun. Just the general feelings, they all hit at once, and I don't think it was just that, because already in May I left theater, or the theater club that I was going to, since obviously I don't think there was a very low likelihood that I was staying in the city, and I was probably branching out to uni, which I did inevitably. So I had to leave theater, which is weird because I'll get to that. I'm going off topic, but that's one thing I left. On graduation, it was our school band's last performance, and obviously we had to perform on graduation. It's just poetic. That was just a given, really, so it had to happen. But oh, this is different type of wood. We need more of that. But let's make fences. How do you make fences in this? Was it like this? It is. I'm smart. But what was I gonna say? I keep like losing myself in the topics because I know there's so many, and I have to like it's obviously not said that I have to delve through all of them, but like I'm being fully realistic when I say I'm not sure when I'm making another episode like this again. So it's kind of like an audio log almost. It's nice, but it's yeah. It means I have to like kind of ravage through everything a little bit. Like I'm still obviously I'm chilled. Like I'm chilling. All right. I'm doing all right. Why does this not connect? That is gross. That is filthy. At least that connects. That's nice. We need a bit more wood though. Ooh. What happened here? Must have been in the middle of constructing the bridge when that happened. That's not ideal. So yeah, not only leaving theater, but also leaving school band, and then also leaving the school on top of that. Well, I guess not even on top of that. On top of that, just leaving in general was all a big deal to me, and it still kind of is. It's exactly been half a year since my graduation. I just clocked that. That is, wow. I don't know if this is getting posted on the same day as I'm recording. There's a high likelihood, because I mean, hey, it's not really hard for me to put these videos out, let's say. So that's one. But yeah, it all hit like a ton of bricks. Like the graduation, that was already a big thing. Taking pictures with your family, getting called to get your education, the thing you've been working for 3 years for to get. That's a nice school diploma. Like it's the second to last step before you go into the. I mean, I would say I'm already in the big world, but it's like the second to last step in your education. But then it then felt like the last step. I'll say that. I'm kind of just delving into topics, it feels like. But I mean, I'm just being real. I like to speak from the top of my mind. So there's that, I guess. Let me get a couple more logs, because I kind of turned them all into planks, and now I realize I've made a mistake, because I need a bit more for my farm so it looks aesthetically pleasing. Alright. Let me put them down there. Need more slabs. Alright. I know I just like skipped like building the fence part again, but like we'll get back to it. There's time to be had. And it especially hit that I graduated in the after graduation party, which we were all going to. Me and my girlfriend even went, so it was the first time everyone saw each other. It felt surreal. It felt like I was like 36 and not like 19 years old. Like it felt weird, like in a good way, I guess. Like it felt surreal, not weird. It felt surreal. That's the word I'm looking for. And it's still kind of hard to fathom that that all happened. So yeah, certainly food for thought that whole experience was. And I remember me and my girlfriend on that day, we just kind of walked back home in the night. It was like 3 a.m. and that's when it like seriously hit that this is like some sort of like, it's like a sitcom finale. Like that's what it felt like, genuinely. It felt like I was a part of a sitcom, and we were like moving on to like season 2 or whatnot. It was weird. It was, what the brother, trying to no. You stay back from that. I'm gonna knock you the other side, actually. No! Well, thank God for waterproofing. Oh my goodness. I think I would have, like, actually lost my head there. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's perfect. Let's go. Got the readings and everything right. I'm so good at this. Oh, not that many. And then we need to just like, we just need water to, it's not gonna float down, is it though? Did I screw this up? Maybe I did. We can like, I think they grow anyway, but like still, it's kind of annoying. Okay, I don't like how this particular part of the build looks. Let's just flatten this out a bit. There we go. And then we'll have like, we can add these to this. Yeah, perfect. They're gonna do just fine. Nice and dandy. We need more wood though. That's the only issue. So yeah, graduation hit like a ton of bricks. Leaving theater felt like a ton of bricks, and leaving school band hit all like a ton of bricks. And I've come to realize that I think it genuinely hurt more to leave theater than the school band at one point. Like school band, it through its like entirety, it was fun, of course. But for some reason, like I was there for both of them for pretty much the same amount of time, but for some reason, and I have no clue as to why I feel that way, but I don't know, it just hits that I like left theater. And I think it has something to do with like, we had like the 70-year anniversary for the amateur theater club, because that's how old it is. And I think it hit then and there, like that this is like almost like a generations type thing, where they keep getting new people to go there. They find new people through like relatives and such, and it was a homey feeling that day. We were all celebrating and such. I mean, the only thing that wasn't homey is that everyone was pissed drunk, but then again, we are in Lavia. That is to be expected sometimes, but what can you do about that? That's just the culture around here. You can't. I just have to live by it. Especially on New Year's as well. There's just, it's not even you have to smile and weave. You have to like match their energy. That's the best way to do it, or else you just look weird. So, note to anyone who struggles with that. Don't know why that went to that side tangent. I've had like at least 20 side tangents and maybe like 2 actual story parts. It's gonna be a long episode if we keep this up. But what in the name of it? You know what? You guys can stay there. I'm cool with that. Actually, I need food. Maybe I'm not that cool with it. Oh, piggy, piggy. Don't go in the water. Nope. Yes. Still don't have food. Some things never change. Let me get this log over here. I need a log. But yeah, I think it hurt a lot more because it's clear that, you know, like this is where I started like acting and such, kind of like it was like my attempt at trying to do an acting gig, and it's the reason kind of why I tried to go into uni to be an actor, which I'll talk about more in a second. As with the school band, like I always treated it more as a hobby more than as like a future occupation, which I still kind of do. To this day, I don't know what to do with music. Like now in the uni that I go to now, there's some projects where I can sort of show it off a little bit, but I don't know. It's tough to figure it out. So maybe that's why it did not hurt as much. Maybe. The next thing that happened in turn, let me see. Let me look what's in the notes. Trip to Lithuania and Estonia. That's like right after graduation. Actually, this is just before actually. We went to Estonia as a school in May. We went to Tallinn and stuff. That was super cool. Now I can say that I've been to, well, actually, after I went to Vilnius afterwards as well, I can say that I've been to all three capitals of the Baltics. Well, technically I was already in Tallinn once before, but it was such a short trip, and I don't remember like looking at the city at all. But going as a tourist, it's a tourist. I think it's a tourist. Yeah, tourist. It's a little bit different, so it was certainly interesting. Ooh. So yeah, we went to Estonia. That was a fun time. Got to see some cool things. Went to a water park and such. I felt like I was 10 again. It was so fun. It was so good. It was worth spending like, what was it, like $100 each to go to it, because we had like accommodation for the night and such, so we all had to pay for it. So it was super nice. And then my girlfriend went to Vilnius to go to an Avenged Sevenfold concert, which was super cool. Which leads me to my next point, is that this year I had a lot of concerts. This is probably the most musical concert year of my life. Alright, I've seen so many great bands, and I'm so grateful because I like music. Music's pretty cool. If I can listen to more of it, more the power to me. So that was super cool. Super cool. Will not forget that for quite a bit. Alright, iron bars. Yippee, I need to sleep. But you know what, let's place him down real quick. Quick, go, move. Okay, I don't know what I did with this bridge. I can now wholeheartedly admit it's kind of an abomination, but it's my abomination. I like it. Alright. I think we just kind of, do we leave it open here, or do we like, I think we'll put like slabs and such. Let's not place it here, it's unnecessary. How do I break this? Or is it just that tough? Damn, it's just that tough. It's like, got like flex tape. Goddamn. Wait, whoa, what was that? Did you see that? Or am I like tripping? Not really sure anymore. I just want to place this down, man. I think I have like just enough. I do. Don't place that. Alright, let's go home. Quick. I gotta go sleep. Gotta go sleep right now. Sleep tight. Can I do the stair glitch? I don't know. Not the stair glitch, but the stair span. Why is there just iron on the floor? But yeah, I did not only just go to Avenged Sevenfold in Vilnius, I just had I had a lot of tongue twists as of late. I think I'm losing my English vocab a bit, where I can't really speak too thoroughly. So I think that's not going too well. Alright, I think now I just need to place the farm down, really. I guess I could put the slabs at the end, but I really don't feel like spending another spending a bit more iron for bars, so I think I'm just gonna make fences. That should be enough. Maybe one more batch, 2 more batches actually, and then we're gonna use the rest of this to make a bit more fencing around the house. Not around the house, but around the farm. What am I saying? Should be 6 each, 9 each. That's what I meant to say, I think. Yeah, there we go. 21. 21. Right. So let's put that at the very back here. Is that gonna work? Yeah, I need to. God, aren't you an irritating lump of stuffs? Why do you place properly now? I guess I just have to. Gotta wood it up for the big leagues. That is if I can. Yeah. Okay. Good. That's what I like to see. All right. Well, at least it's now somewhat coherent. It's still kind of. For some reason, back in these old versions, the fences just don't function with the logs, but it does use its function where I literally cannot get past it. There we go. And now we just need some seeds, so. Yeah, the water's, okay, the water's an issue. So what I'm noticing. Looks like it's just gonna be doing that, because it's like, dude, I've screwed this up. What am I doing? I made it like elevated, so it's like easier to pick everything up, but now I've just made like a new issue. I need to make an infinite water source. I don't want to ruin my great river. I'm out of food again. Dude, I'm a mess. This is like ADHD on full display right now, what you're witnessing. What did I need? Yeah, right, food. But yeah, I went to Avenged Sevenfold in Vilnius. That was one thing. I went to Robbie Williams in Riga. I got invited to by my siblings, which was super, super cool. I've never been like the biggest fan of Robbie Williams. Like, I think he's always been alright, but my mother sweared by him. I remember hearing a lot of him, and you kind of like recognize the songs as you listen to them in the concert. Like, I never like thoroughly listened before going, which I feel like is a cardinal sin in that sense. But well, not really a cardinal sin actually, now that I think about it. But you know, still, like, I feel like you should listen, if that makes sense. Is this enough? Yes, let's go. I haven't made an infinite water source in like a decade. Unless it's like Skyblock maybe. Actually, now that I think about it. But I just did that. Okay, I'm a brick. Then I went to Enter Shikari in late October. That was really cool. Went with my girlfriend. My girlfriend loves Enter Shikari, so we went to that as well. Super, super cool band. Recommend listening. They're kind of under the radar a little bit. Not really, but like sort of. That's like the best way to describe it. So highly recommend listening to them. And then I also went to like a replica of like Pink Floyd, like a Pink Floyd Experience concert. And since I love Pink Floyd and I made a project about them at school, you already know I had to go. Well, my mother actually like asked if I wanted to, and I was like, well, yes, we're going. She had a fun time. I had a fun time. Really good time. Got some nice pictures. It was great. Highly recommend. If they're in your place, go see them. They're very good. But yeah, those were like the big 4 concerts that I had this year, so I can say that I've had a pretty musical year all around, all things considered. What's next on the agenda that I can think of? Oh yeah, right before I moved out of me and my mom's apartment for the first time, I had a very cool event I got to participate in, and it's crazy that this is like entwined with like other things that I've done this year, such as like graduating and like almost moving to the U.S. But Streams for Sarcoma, it was a charity event raising money for the Sarcoma Foundation of America. Super cool, super cool. I'm so glad that it was so open for just anyone to like really like, you know, participate in. So yeah, shout outs to Jack or Fat Rat. You were great, and I can't wait for next year because it's an annual event. So it usually happens around July or like summertime. So if you guys are stopping by, I'll probably be doing like a 12-hour, 24-hour stream, realistically, as long as it happens. So really excited to see if that happens next year. Now, what? How does that work? What's underneath here? There's nothing. What? I'll place 2 wood planks just because that triggers me so much. I'm gonna place. Oh my god, why is that there? It's like a glitch. Okay. What? Oh no, it's got to do with the slabs, isn't it? They're the same. What? Okay, I don't get it. Whatever. It's gonna trigger me, but what can you do? Sometimes life just be like that. Life be triggering. But yeah, Streams for Sarcoma, super fun event. I hosted an MCSR ranked private lobby, which was a no reset one. It was super fun. I'm glad to have met the people I did there, and hopefully we all get to play a bit more next year, as I want to do the same exact thing, but with more people. It's always more fun that way. That was one thing, yeah. And then next, actually before I fully moved out, but like actually, well no, technically I did move out. So I guess yeah, I can say the first before I like get into like a pretty absurd one, which is I can't believe all of this has happened in just like the span of 1 calendar year. But yeah, I moved out. That was probably the most emotional I've been this year. Like I remember I went on the bus and my mother was waving me back, and as I was like carrying like 2 to 3 suitcases, like I was in a temporary place. I was at my girlfriend's place, living there until I found like an apartment. And yeah, the moment I left, if it didn't kick in after graduation, which it absolutely did, then after moving out, that was the last kick. The last kick in the teeth, if you will. Before that's when I realized the big world is here, and it's either gonna swallow me whole, or I'm gonna have to like give a bit of resistance back, because that I was just trying not to cry on the bus. I'll be completely honest. So that happened. I'm now fully situated in my new place. It's all still kind of surreal to me. Like I've gotten used to it, but you still like think about it in your mind. You're like, oh, you're living by yourself. Like tell that to like a small Spray Sprint when he just got like GTA 5 on the Xbox 360, for example. Tell that to him that they moved out by themselves and have a sustainable income, which we'll also get to. But I mean, that's kind of a given. I feel like you kind of need to have that. The next thing, which is kind of absurd that happened, is I went on the X Factor. Complete. Yeah, that happened. It was an experience, all right. It was definitely an experience. Since it was like originally my brother who kind of like thought of the idea. Well, not like thought of the idea, but I was like, who was like, you know, you should like go on the X Factor. I can't believe I missed that. Should go on the X Factor. It's probably a super fun experience where you can mentor yourself from. You should definitely go, since I know you have a voice for that. I'm like, you know what? I'll do it, and I did, and it was a super cool experience, all things considered. Spoilers, I didn't really make it too far, but despite that, there's even hopes of me going next year, because a lot of people in my family are like, I can't believe you didn't make it further, and like classmates are like, it was really good, I can't believe they didn't, blah blah blah. So it's kind of like asking for redemption at this point. And you know, I still need to think about it. There's a lot of time until applications for the next season arise. But yeah, I did that. It was super fun. You can probably, I don't know if you can look it up actually. It's a very niche, Lavia and X Factor and such. So I don't know how that works and stuff. So that's like a random side quest that I did. But then yeah, the big things. One, we're in this apartment right here. It's more like a dorm per se, but yeah, it's an apartment. I live on my own. I sleep in my own bed. I make my own food. It's weird. Definitely weird. Not much more to say about that. And of course, in turn, with getting an apartment, you also need a job. So yes, I did get a full-time job. I deal cards to gamblers, because what else is better to do on 3 a.m. in the morning? Because I work pretty heavy night shifts just to get a bit of extra pay, so I'm pretty stable. I'd say that my general financial stability has been at an all-time high. And you know, the moment you realize when you are getting that paycheck and you're getting money, like my mother always said, once you start earning like your own proper income, you're gonna realize how nice it is. And you know, they're right. It's nice. It's nice. It fuels my Vinted addiction, or yeah, it fuels my need for things at a moment's notice. Speaking of Vinted, bro, I need to slow down on that stuff. I haven't bought stuff in a while because I have like this like sort of like system where like once I like reach a certain like money threshold, I need to like refrain. And I haven't been on Vinted in a while, but once that paycheck rolls in, it's over. I'm buying a lot more useless shit. Maybe not useless. Like I always wanted to get a Nintendo Wii as a kid. It was one of those cool things, or like a Nintendo 3DS. And I think for my name day, which is on the 14th of January, so in 10 days time, I'm gonna get myself a Wii, so I can play some Wii Sports and stuff. Play some Deal or No Deal. Maybe some Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy. That's the one. Yeah. That's Vinted Mania for you and having sustainable income. It's interesting, alright. It's interesting. It's fun. I much prefer it over not having a sustainable income. Let's say that. It also in turn means that I get to fuel and support my uni, because I've gone to uni, and like I said, actually I've not said anything much about uni in this whole entire, I suppose, episode, but that's another thing. The whole uni enrolling process, it made me so stressed. It was, for anyone that lives in the great outskirts of Latvia and you're thinking of going to a uni, just did I miss? Or I guess it just doesn't clutch anymore. I guess it has to be like a 2-block gap, I think, maybe. I don't know why I did that. But yeah. Just get on the good, make sure you know what you want, and make sure you stay financially not in the negatives, because I'll be brutally honest when I say I am now in my situation, I am now very many thousands in student debt. Alright, so if you're thinking of enrolling, get your grades up. Even me with good grades, the competition is fierce for unis right now. I would have to assume. I guess it depends on like the quality of uni. I in the end I went to a really nice uni where I'm studying now audiovisual arts and stuff. I have to pay an obscene amount of money in future years' time, which I will be completely honest, I am scared about. But I know that you don't have to pay all of it immediately. I know that, but it's just the stories of people. I just generally do not like being in debt. All right, I hate the thought of owing someone money. All right, hence why I'm like very independent when it comes to like owning stuff and such, which is why I got my own camera. Fun fact. we can kind of go into this now. Let me take it out of its little thing here, the tripod. Yes, that's what it's called. Let me unplug this USB-C cable, because it was connected to my computer, since it kind of functions as a hand cam for my streams, or will function as a hand cam for my streams. But yeah, here's my DSLR. It's a Rebel 800D. Yeah, 800D or 850. No, it's an 800D. Or the name I remember is T7i, but it's all just numbers at the end of the day. It's a Japanese variant. It's a KISS variant, because I went on Buyee to buy this thing. Super nice. Actually, I'm not even holding it to the camera here, but yeah, there we are. It's got the 10 to 22 millimeter lens, which is from my brother, because he used to be a photographer. Super cool stuff. And yeah, use this thing for uni and such. In general, it costed roughly in total the entire setup like 500, and I'm pretty pleased with that. Like I know I could have bought it on Vinted, but no, I'm kidding. Just generally, I'm happy that I finally have a camera of mine. I remember as a kid, I so desperately want. Can I not put this in? Hello? I might be losing. Was I like bumping the Was I bumping the lens into the tripod? Be honest. I'll have to look at this back, but there we are. Okay. Anywho, where was I? I was gonna make something, wasn't I? I was gonna deal something with the seeds, but I think I'll just let the farm grow. We've made a farm. Happy days. Actually, I think I don't have enough logs. So we're gonna put some for stability of the farm, because I like realism. I'm a big fan of realism, so let's make some support beams. All right. So, actually, did I put them all? Oh damn, I'm pretty good at this stuff. I guess I'll place like 2 down here so it doesn't look too goofy. There we go. That's much better. We have a stable farm that's not gonna fall apart. The hard truth of any building is its foundation. All right, it needs to be stable. Okay, lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Okay. What else has happened this year? I think those are the main things. Yeah, really. Those are the big events that I remembered in 2025. How long did it take me to think of all that? An hour. Yeah, a whole hour to explain everything that happened last year. I think that's pretty good. Like, I could probably spend another hour easily if I just like remembered a couple things. Like, I visited my friends. I went to my old school last year, which was like my very first school. That was an experience. That made me extremely nostalgia pilled. I would consider myself like an extremely nostalgia pilled person, where I yearn for it almost. It's not a good thing. Well, actually no, it depends. Like, if you strive too much, I feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like there's an acceptable amount of nostalgia to have. I feel like it being over looking at the present, that's when it gets bad. You always have to look present. That's what I think. That's Spray Sprint's golden rule. All right. Can't tell if it does work or not. Let's try to jump in here. It's gonna work because it's like a normal bed of water, right? Can I place this? Hello. I need something. I need cobblestone, I think. Let's do this. Yep, I think we did it now. Nice. Using the fences as I should, and now I've made a fucking mess over there. That's awesome. Can I swim through this? I don't think I can. Kind of made myself a trap here, actually. Why have I made that? What's the purpose of that? Okay, I don't have a clue. I think I'll just leave it like it is. What else can I do around here? I guess I can like make like a nice little, make like some, not bushes, but like the surrounding area covered with bushes and such. I have a bunch of leaves, so we can try doing that. And once the farm grows, I can work with that a bit. Not a lot of, what's it called? not a lot to do in general in 1.8.1. I have an idea that like roughly around episode 50 we can switch over to 1.0, so we can get a couple more things, and maybe by like episode 100 we can like, you know, beat the Ender Dragon. Simple as that. That would be a decent goal to have, I think. Let's just plant more trees. Let's be hashtag team trees right now. I don't think this tree is gonna grow. We need to put it somewhere else. But yeah, bada bing, bada boom. So yeah, 2025 in a nutshell. Let me quickly, yeah. Last thing that I've kind of written down is my New Year's resolutions for this year, which are as follows. I feel like I kind of ended the year off on a pretty rough note, so it means I kind of have more things to like think I can improve on, things I can, you know, work with. I'll just be completely brutally honest. Like December was not a good month for me. I think I've said this before on episodes before, but February and November historically, like I believe this, and it's only me who believes this, are like bad months for me. And if they're good, it's suspicious, because they're supposed to be like pretty tough. At the very best, tough. At the very worst, pretty depressing. So when November rolls and not much of note happens, I'm just there like, huh, that's weird. That's not how that does not add up. All right, it does not. But yeah, December was pretty rough because I genuinely got demotivated. I barely did any uni work. Luckily, there's a system in this uni that basically you get all your stuff done before the exams and you'll be fine. All right. Or like 2 weeks after, at the very best case, and sort of getting away with that. I still have a lot of work to do, but I felt like this video is good for my mind because I have to edit this later a bit, like cut some parts out primarily. So it's gonna be good for me. So afterwards I can work on more projects that I was supposed to and finish until the exam, which is pretty soon, matter of fact. So yeah, it's pretty fun. So New Year's resolutions. First things first. I did not say this much last year, but I like to hoop a lot. I'm a basketball fiend. I love not anymore. My ankles are gone, but I hoop. I like to hoop. Ball is life, as they say. Ball is life. And since I've moved in and gone to the city, there hasn't been much chance, primarily because the weather is pretty bad this time of year, and I kind of lost my ball. I think it's at my brother's place. We have to ask him when I go there if he's seen a red and white ball by any chance. But yeah, that's one thing. And then yeah, I want to like go to like an actual indoor court and such, because I haven't had a lot of exercise since I've gone here. Once again, primarily due to the weather, but that should not be an excuse if I'm being brutally honest. So I need to find ways to get past that. So that is next on the agenda. That's like my big thing. That's one of the things I really want to get doing, is to get some physical exercise in. Because I wouldn't say I've been like unhealthy, but I haven't been healthy either. Like there's been days where I've just like sort of done nothing productive, quite literally nothing. Like it's fine as long as you accept that today is going to be a non-productive day, but if you just do it unwillingly, like just out of instinct, I think it's bad. So I need to find ways to figure that out, and maybe then we'll be chilling. So I think physical exercise is step one. Step two, and this comes with a story along with it, is I need to find a family doctor. I have an idea of which one I should go to, so that should be fine. But for the last 4 months since I got work, I've been sick 4 times, which is roughly like 12 days that I've been sick in total. And having to go to a clinic hasn't been ideal, since it's not my family doctor, so it's kind of sketchy. And the last time that I went, which was like early. It was like last week. I still feel kind of sick, not really, but like I was like really sick, and I had to go because I just knew I could not work under those conditions. And the family doctor was just, it was like this very miserable old man, and I just I just couldn't, man. It was there's no walls here. Oh my god. Let's just put where's the leaves? There we go. It was such a miserable experience. Like, imagine an old dude, man. He's like, I would say 65 to 75. That's the range I'm going for here. And he was just genuinely the most pissed off person I think I've ever met in my entire life. He looks at me and goes, "What's your problem?" And I'm like, "I can barely speak, my brother. Please help." And he's like, "You're gonna have to wait a bit longer," even though it's like his work time. I'm like, you know what, sure, I'll wait for a bit longer. And he just proceeds to do literally, he just like walks around frantically. Like, you can imagine like your sunburnt old uncle running around the beach looking for like his toy. That's what it looked like. It was he was frantically looking for something, and then he finally makes it, thank God. And proceeds to berate me for being sick. Like, I'm sorry, I guess next time I won't be sick when I go to the doctor. Like, my bad. I thought that's what I'm here to do. That was one thing. He was pretty pissed off about that. I think he was more pissed off about the fact that I took a sick leave already, like, in late November. Like, sure, I guess I should be sick less frequent. I'm sorry, my man. Once again, I thought that's your job of you, like, you know, helping me and such, which he did. The diagnosis of me having a temperature and a sore throat, he diagnosed that in a minute. The entire visit was 30 minutes long. It was so long, and I'm just sitting there praying that he finally lets me go, but no. He just keeps on rambling, and he's typing at the computer at like 1 word per minute. It was painful to watch, and I'm just there like sitting there like, yep, tomorrow, the next day, I'm getting a family doctor, because this is just unacceptable. Like, are we serious? It was so bad. It was so bad. So that's step 2. I need to get a family doctor. Next things first, I need to get a stable study schedule, because I feel like every time I've tried to have a stable study schedule, it's always just gone to shit for some reason, or I just haven't been really able to do that. Stay back from that water. That water did nothing to you. And I keep doing that. Oh my god. Have I not learned? But yeah, I need to figure out how to manage my studying, because like, if studying suddenly last minute worked in like high school, it's probably not gonna work in university, where it's primarily just long-term projects for the most part. So I need to lock in to figure out how that works. The next thing is I've written down here, well and truly study shadow day applications and look at like what's it called? I don't know what it's called in English, but like internships, that's the word. Look for internships and ones that I'd actually like. Because despite me going to the audiovisual arts, one thing is certain, that is a very broad spectrum film production. That could be you being an operator, a film writer, not a journalist, but like, you know, a critique, a judge, or a critique. I forgot the word suddenly, but yeah, a reviewer, critique. just any of those. And I'll be brutally honest when I say I don't know if that's what I want to do in the future. Like, I'll be fully honest, and that's despite me knowing that beforehand. The more I go to uni, the more I realize maybe it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So finding a proper internship or something to do on like a shadow day, I think it will help. I will like study it frantically, see my strengths and weaknesses, and I'm assuming it's shadow days in like April. So I have a lot of time to think about that. I just want to make sure that I figured myself out this year. Like, even though I was supposed to do that this year, last year, I feel like I need to do a bit more on that spectrum. Like, it's obviously not uncommon to like rethink your whole entire like what's it called? Not life, but like rethink your career choices. That's like, I think that's normal, especially at this age when you're still constantly thinking about it all. But you know, just some things. Next, and then finally, the last thing I've written down here on the New Year's resolutions is part-time streaming, which I've already kind of announced on my Twitter, but I have an idea of part-time streaming, where I stream 3 days every other week. That is the current idea. I will post the schedule either today or tomorrow is the idea, but I think the first stream will happen on Hytale release. I'm going to be playing Hytale. I will buy it to get it on launch day, the early access, and hopefully we'll see what happens there. I don't have much of an idea what I'll be streaming per se, exactly, like fully exactly. I don't have word for word written down because I don't know which games appeal to both me and the people, so it's kind of I'm just trying to experiment, and I think that's good because I know I can be a good streamer. I know that with all my heart, and I really like doing it. It's just that I need to figure out how to do it both correctly and so it doesn't it doesn't intervene with my actual life, whether that be with contacts with neighbors and such, like in other rooms and such. So I need to figure out how to make that all very nice and not a issue. Alright, sugarcane farm's growing. The farm is looking absolutely marvelous. That's good. But yeah, that's everything I have written down. Wow. Well, let me finish decorating the house here, and then we will, I think we might even end it. This is might actually roughly be, this video might be slightly shorter than I thought, which is the first thesis that I was that I thought of at the start. I need to put more flowers down, but did I really not place anymore? Dude, kind of need food. Let me place this dandelion here. Bit more floral. It's only yellow. Where's the roses, man? I've seen like no roses whatsoever. There's no red mushrooms either. I want to find a cow and just eat it, and that's how we'll end the video with dissing PETA. That's the idea. Hey, look, speak of the devil. Alright, come here. Oh, did I just burn the flint steel? I didn't. Let's go. Nom 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 nom. There we go. Beautiful work. Alright, so thank you all for watching this episode 10. It's a spectacular. It's the decade of episodes. I hope you had a fun time listening. Generally, I just realized that there was the Joy-Con watermark over my thing the entire time, but you know what? I do not care. Give me money so I can buy Joy-Con OBS Pro. Alright. I'm kidding. I'll probably buy it anyway. But